As you watched every minute of Heat Bulls, how would you assess the Miami Heat performance, guys?
Well, actually, Mike, I got to admit to you, I thought that the Miami Heat looked in mid-season form, to be quite honest with you. They came out with a level of fluidity. They were sharing the basketball. They hit 7 3-pointers in the first half. Shane Battier connected on all 3 of his. Ray Allen hit a couple of them. LeBron James and D-Wade weren't even looking for their shot because they didn't have to, because everybody else that was shooting, the ball seemed to be going in. And on Chicago's side of the ball, if you're the Miami Heat, you don't have to worry about making too many shots where you know they're going to shoot bricks all day long. They shot 30% in the first half. I'm talking about a team that had more turnovers than field goals made. If you're the Miami Heat, what was there to worry about, really? As far as I'm concerned, I don't care about the final score. This game was over in the first half because Miami put it away, because it was clear that after all the talking we did about the Chicago Bulls, the reality is that they still don't have enough scoring, and that's what the problem is with this team.
Well, Steven, you talk about offensively what Miami did. I was impressed defensively. They came out with that high trap on Derrick Rose as if it was a flashback to 2011, the last time Derrick Rose played in the playoffs against Miami in the conference finals then. And the Bulls still couldn't figure out how to solve it initially. And the problem is the Bulls struggled to score mightily against Miami. So when you struggle to score like that, some of it's the Bulls' own difficulties against them, not having enough offense, and perhaps another offensive player is necessary. But also Miami was playing the kind of defense they knew worked against the Bulls the last time Derrick Rose is out there against him in the postseason. That's something the Bulls are going to have to look at. I know we don't want to make too big a deal out of any one element of this. Heard Dwyane Wade say Derrick is going to be better the next time we see them, and he will. I thought the most important thing for the Bulls was just reestablish Derrick Rose as the leader of the Bulls physically. Let him be out there, let him get to the basket, let him get fouled and get knocked to the ground. And I think that was probably the most important thing for them, since they were out of this game early.
No question about it. 4 of 15 from the field, 1 of 7 from three-point range. That was Derrick Rose numbers tonight.
Assess Derrick Rose's overall game on both ends of the floor after a stellar preseason, guys.
Well, I felt he struggled. Obviously, like I said, he shot 4 of 15 for the 4, 1 of 7 from three-point range, had just 12 points, 4 assists, 5 turnovers. That's clearly not impressive, but we're not sweating that. The key thing for Derrick Rose is that, was he going to be healthy? Is his quickness there? Is his ability to get to the basket there? Yes. They were talking about how he improved his three-point shot because in preseason he made about 44% of that, Mike. Clearly that wasn't the case tonight. 1 of 7 from three-point range. That's a problem, but we don't anticipate that'll continue. To me, the biggest disappointment is that he's got to have somebody to kick the ball to. Where was Luol Deng tonight? There's an APB.
In foul trouble.
In foul trouble, yes, but there's still an APB.
Mike Dunleavy not hitting that
4
three-point
points,
shot.
Mike Dunleavy Jr. not hitting shots. You need those guys to step up. They didn't do it, and that put more pressure on a Derrick Rose who has not been in this situation for more than a year.
And they've got to go the other way, as we talked about. They have to put less pressure on Derrick Rose. But I thought there were 2 things I was looking for, Steven, out of Derrick tonight. One, was he going to play with the recklessness, the fearlessness that people are telling him he can no longer play with? I asked him a couple of days ago in our conversation, are you going to pick your spots? And he said no. He didn't pick his spots. He went to the basket hard. He had a couple of awkward falls. I thought that was good. But more importantly than that, I think he had his explosion. He went left a couple of times and went over everybody and finished with his left hand in some of the ways we're accustomed to seeing Derrick Rose finish before the knee injury. So I think that's what you're trying to assess. He did not play well. There was nothing efficient about his game. Carlos Boozer was the only one who was efficient for the Chicago Bulls tonight. But with Rose, you're looking at baby steps. How is he going to reestablish himself physically? And I thought this was a decent first step. You saw the glimpses of the old Derrick Rose.
I agree with that, and I'm still worried about him a little bit. I think it'll take a little bit of time. These other guys have got to step up, but I will say this. I do anticipate it might be a little bit easier in the home opener against the Knicks. I'm afraid of it, but I kind of think that's possible.
Well, you know one thing, Miami wanted to come out here and hit them first. And they said that, and they hit first.
Yes.
They came out, they were down 5, I think it was 15-10 when they went on an explosion. And then later in the sequence, they had a 17-0 run. So this meant something to Miami. It wasn't just a posing ring night where you come out and raise a banner and have a ceremony. They wanted to send a message to the Bulls, and they did. And so now the Bulls, I think this is a great thing for Tom Thibodeau. Everybody's listening when they go back tomorrow before they get the Knicks in the home opener in Chicago Thursday night, and we'll be there. But, you know, you want to see incrementally where it is that the Bulls and Derrick Rose go, step by step. How do they climb back in it so that in midseason they're able to come back here to Miami and put up a much better showing than they did tonight.
I agree with that.
All right, gentlemen, we appreciate your assessment. Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, live in Miami tonight. John?